In this introduction to primate behavior, some of the things we're going to cover include the general trends in primate biology and behavioral ecology that primatologists are studying right now, the main explanations for why primates as an order are social, and aspects of primate behavior related to reproduction, aggression, affiliation, communication, and culture. As anthropologists who are also primatologists, we have specific reasons for studying non-human primates. Specifically, they can help us better understand extinct species, including our own ancestors, in a number of ways. Understanding general trends in behavioral ecology allows us to interpret, for example, dietary traits of extinct primates. A fossil find may only include teeth since they are the hardest objects in our body, and we can tell a lot from teeth based on the correlations we see between the behavior of living primates and their dental anatomy. For example, the columbine monkeys that we talked about in lecture have very high shearing crests on their molars, which help cut through tough cell walls of the leafy material they eat and aid in better digesting this food. If we find similar morphological adaptations in the teeth of extinct primates, we have an idea of what their diet may have been like. From this kind of information, we can further extrapolate to make interpretations about aspects of extinct primates' behavior that are not visible at all in the fossil record. For example, living primates like the columbine monkeys that focus on a leafy diet have smaller home ranges and day ranges than other primates that include more fruit in the diet, such as the capuchin monkeys. We have distinguished a number of trends that can be generalized across our primate order. Many of these trends hold for mammals in general, but we'll focus on what we know about primates. While some of these may seem very biological in nature, they also ultimately correlate with behavior and may even correlate with social behavior. Anthropologists are interested in making these links because behavior doesn't fossilize, so we need as many clues as we can in order to pose hypotheses about the social behavior and organization of fossil primate species, including our own ancestors. For example, larger primates have larger home ranges, which perhaps isn't surprising since they are physically capable of moving farther while expending less energy than smaller primates. However, like each of the factors we discuss here, there are a number of different variables that come into play. Larger primates also have lower quality diets, while smaller primates have higher quality diets. This is because the smaller primates have relatively higher basal metabolic rates than larger primates, which means they need a lot of energy to sustain themselves. This is a reason that small primates like the galagos or bush babies include insects as well as high-energy tree gums in their diet. Large primates couldn't sustain themselves on an insect diet unless it was a social insect species like termites that chimpanzees feed on extensively. Another general trend among primates is that smaller primates have more predators to worry about. Chimpanzees at my site in Senegal don't have to worry about lions anymore, but they do have to worry about spotted hyenas, leopards, and pythons. The bush babies or galagos that live alongside them have to worry about a number of bird and snake species in addition to smaller carnivores and even other primates like the chimps I study. It's thought that gorilla females are attracted to certain silverbacks because of the protection they provide. Other factors that directly influence social systems include dispersal patterns, which pertains to which sex leaves the group into which they were born, their natal group. There are cases, especially among neotropical monkeys, where both sexes leave the group, but more often it's either one sex or the other. Among Old World monkeys from Asia and Africa, like the gelada baboons and the blue monkeys shown in these images, females remain within their natal group. This means you find related females in a group, and you're more likely to see communal female defense of resources like food patches. Life history patterns also influence social behavior, and long-lived primates like the great apes form long-term bonds that include reciprocity in both affiliative and aggressive social contexts. Primates that are diurnal are more social than nocturnal primates, so this is thought to be in part because the smaller nocturnal primates have a large suite of predators, and being more solitary draws less attention. One of the distinctive features of the order Primates is that we are very social taxa. We've already talked about this fact, and the fact that it can vary greatly among different species of primates, but it remains a general describing characteristic of our order. There are two main explanations for why primates are social. Being social means you have relationships with known individuals, and there's usually some degree of organization regarding travel, other activity, etc. One explanation for primate sociality is that living in a social group enables individuals to cooperate to defend important food sources from other groups. This is exactly what you see in the female bonded Cercopithecines, like the Japanese macaques. Females don't leave the group into which they were born, and the result is a group of females that exhibit some degree of relatedness. And they benefit from cooperation. They may benefit individually, but since they also share genetic material, they benefit from what we call inclusive fitness. Another explanation for the sociality in the order Primates is that it functions as an anti-predator strategy. There are a number of advantages to living with a social group in terms of anti-predator strategies. This means there are more individuals to contribute to vigilance against predators. In other words, more eyes and ears are available for detecting dangerous predators. Also, if you're an individual within a large social group, the bigger the group, the better the odds are that you won't be eaten if your social group is detected by a predator. Of course, a large social group is more likely to bring attention to itself and be detected by a predator, so there are trade-offs. A large social group could also confuse a predator's efforts as it's faced with choices to make in its predation attempt. And many primate species are also well known for cooperating or at least coordinating efforts to mob predators. In some primates like male paddis monkeys, this consists of following a predator like a leopard and alarm calling at it, otherwise harassing it until it moves out of the monkey's home range. Other primate species go so far as to attack potential predators. Primatologists and other anthropologists have long focused on dominance and aggression as organizing features of primate societies, including humans. Aggressive behavior catches the eye, and we tend to focus on what can sometimes be extreme results of aggression, like wounding or even death. There's no doubt that aggression can be important in primate societies. But like other primatologists, I think it's received too much emphasis at times. For a long time, it was linked with the evolution of hunting in our own lineage, and the so-called man-the-hunter hypothesis emphasized hunting and aggression and overshadowed other explanations. Most of primate aggression is also ritualized. The chimpanzee on the lower left is an adult male who is piloerect. In other words, his hair is standing on end. He's about to display, and this is a signal to other chimps to get out of his way. Most primate displays involve a lot of noise and exaggerated movement, but do not include physical aggression. They are a display of strength and agility, but they actually function to reduce wounding in a primate social group. Sexual behavior in primates is complex. As I said, it's a form of affiliative behavior, as it helps to form and maintain social bonds. However, sex in primates is also surrounded by conflict, mainly between members of the same sex and competition over mating partners, and in primates, this is usually males. Primates are described according to the sexual behavior the species exhibits, such as monogamous mating or promiscuous mating, but this isn't the same as a mating system, and in fact, though mating systems can vary among primate groups within the same population, sexual behavior is even more variable. We usually use mating systems to describe the general mating patterns exhibited by a species. For example, pair-bonded primates include the gibbons and the siamangs. Males and females live in pairs with their dependent offspring, and they used to be called monogamous. We know now from paternity tests done on wild gibbons, for example, that both males and females can mate and conceive with individuals other than their long-term social partners. Other examples of mating systems include those of strepsirrhines like the bush baby or galago, which includes basic solitary activity, though perhaps communal sleeping and nesting, and males and females associate only briefly. Some baboons in East Africa, the Nubis or savanna baboons, live in multi-male and multi-female social groups, and mating might be described as promiscuous. Females can mate with multiple males and vice versa, although dominant males have a greater degree of reproductive success. They sire more infants. But some males have a different strategy in that they have strong relationships between certain females as well as their offspring, and they also mate more often with these so-called special friends.